More and more vegan, vegetarian cuisine, I think, coming into our lives, especially here in Montreal, where, I mean, we're such a food capital of Canada. More and more vegan restaurants, and some really good ones, too, are popping up. So this is kind of where trends are going, but in Italy, there's a bit of pushback. One parliamentarian has introduced a bill that would make essentially feeding your kids a vegan diet illegal and would even jail parents who did that. This comes after some high-profile cases where children were hospitalized who were on vegan diets. On the line right now is Andrea Donsky out of Toronto. She's a nutritionist, former Montrealer. Hi, Andrea.
Hey, Dan. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? And you're from Naturally Savvy as well, by the way.
I am.
And Unjunk Your Junk Food, still a reference in my kitchen, by the way. I
thank you.
consult that book when I ever want to find some organic treats.
Thank you.
What was your reaction when you heard the story? It's pretty funny because given the World Health Organization's recent warning about red meat, you would think we'd hear more headlines that go the other way. You know, people urging parents to adopt a vegan diet.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, first of all, there are so many benefits to a plant-based diet that, you know, it can't even be disputed. But my reaction was, whoa, that's a human rights violation. I mean, to be put in jail because perhaps you don't know what to feed your children or how to give them the proper nutrients, to me is crazy.
Here's the question that everyone out there wants to know. Can you be a vegan and get enough protein and all the other nutrients you need to have a healthy lifestyle, including if you're a child?
Yeah, so the answer is yes. Now, the thing is that everybody's different, right? We're all made up with a unique body, and some people thrive on a vegetarian or vegan diet. So, for example, if you have an A blood type or an AB blood type, you do really well on a vegan or vegetarian diet. However, if you have an O blood type, you might, prefer to eat meat. So I do think certain people thrive on that type of a diet. Now, I think the key is that really to understand what when you eat meat, it provides certain nutrients that when you're vegan, you may not get those nutrients. So let's say, for example, iron or vitamin B12, calcium or vitamin D, which is found a lot in dairy products, which are, by the way, fortified dairy products. So I think that as long as you know what you might be missing from eating meat and then you supplement with those nutrients, I think you can absolutely thrive on a vegan diet.
What would you suspect is going wrong in these cases in Italy where children were hospitalized for malnutrition for being on vegan diets? What are some of these parents doing wrong, you think? What are some common vegan mistakes?
Well, first of all, let's put things into perspective. So I did a little bit of research, and it was 4 kids in the last 18 months that were malnourished. 4 out of 8 million children in Italy. So, I mean, I really think perspective is really important here. So there might be some other things at play other than, what they're eating. And also, who's to say what a child who's malnourished looks like? Did they take blood tests? Did they just, go by their weight and their height, which a lot of doctors do? And they look at in terms of general average statistics to determine what a child or how they should be. So is that why they're malnourished? So there's so many questions that I have when I read the article that came through my mind. So I'm not necessarily 100% convinced that it's just the food that they're eating.
Where do you get your protein in a plant-based diet?
I mean, there's so many ways that you can get your protein and your other nutrients as well. I mean, soy is a very big source of protein. I mean, if you're looking to get more iron, you can have soy as well, lentils, spinach. Vitamin D, I mean, yes, vitamin D is found in dairy products, but even those that are fortified, by the way, only have maybe 400 IUs of vitamin D. So vitamin D is one of those supplements that you should be supplementing whether you're eating meat, whether you're vegan, whether you're vegetarian. It doesn't really matter. Vitamin B12, nutritional yeast has the vitamin Bs, but also you need to be supplementing it with, if you're vegan, obviously you need to be supplementing it. So, and calcium, it has broccoli, leafy greens, sesame seeds. I mean, so there are so many plant-based foods that you can have that you can get all these proteins, right?
All right, Andrea Donsky.
All these nutrients.
Thanks so much, Andrea. We have to run, unfortunately, but we'll talk more in the fall, especially about the year of the pulses. We're supposed to be eating chickpeas and lentils all year long. Are we still doing that?
I mean, legumes are great for us, right? Super healthy and another source of protein. So, I mean, again, there's so many great options, Dan. So I'd love to talk to you again in the fall.
I'm a big fan of chickpeas. Andrea Donsky from Naturally Savvy. The book is called Unjunk Your Junk Food. Thanks, Andrea.
Thank you, Dan.